Instead of spending hours and hours scrolling through Twitter trying to find the information and tweets that you want, we're going to set up an automation that goes and finds all the information that you need from Twitter, puts directly into a Google Sheet, ready for you to digest. So before we get started, I want to show you guys how it actually works. So all I do is I come in here, I click execute workflow. It goes to the workflow, and then in about 5 to 10 seconds, I have fresh new tweets automatically inputted into my Google Sheet. Now, in order to access the Twitter API, we need to head over to twitterapi.io. I've tried some other services, but this seems to be the most easy and simple one for beginners. And then once you're in your account, you're going to see this user ID and API key. Now, this API key is obviously what we're going to be using to connect the API with our N8N workflow. So just like with any API website, you're going to have to reload your API credits. So it's going to require a credit card on file, but you only have to upload like $10 to your credits in order for it to work, but otherwise it literally won't function. The credits are only 15 cents per 1,000 tweets. So I'll have a link for this down in my description. You'll save a couple bucks if you use the link, but unfortunately it's necessary in order to make this automation work, or any automation scraping Twitter for that matter. You'll see your credits here and the API usage. So just make sure you keep this API key private if you don't want someone just absolutely rinsing your credits. Let's head back over to N8N and get started. I'm going to make this as simple as possible for you guys to replicate. So just use a trigger manually node to start off with. And that way, when we execute the workflow, all this means is in order to start the workflow, we need to click this button, execute workflow, in order for it to go on to the next step. All right, so the next node we're going to add is a code node. Now with this node, it's telling our automation what we want it to do. So it's kind of giving it like a preface for the information that we're going to be searching for. It's like setting up the search parameters and the rules for the automation. It's like writing down your shopping list before going to the store. You have to have something that the other pieces can refer back to. So in this part, this is where we're going to be controlling what kind of information we're searching for. All I'm going to do is paste in this new code. All right. So I'll have this somewhere for you guys in the description. But as you can see, this is our search query. So are we searching for crypto? Are we searching for AI? Are we searching for dogs? What are we searching for? Right. But this way, we're actually telling the automation like what it is we're looking for. So just make sure you have this and click save the workflow. So now we can add our fetch tweets node. So just like in any automation where we're fetching from an API, we need to add an HTTP request. Okay, so now we're in the HTTP request and we want to use the method get because we're actually retrieving information. We're not sending information out. So just keep this as get. Now the URL we're going to use is this one. And the reason why is because if you actually head over to the docs on twitterapi.io and you see over here on the left-hand side, advanced search, click that. Okay, so with the advanced search, because this is what we're looking for, it has all these endpoints. Here we can see the get one, so just copy and paste. And that's what we're pasting in here as the URL. The other thing we're going to see on this page is this CURL, the curl. Copy and paste this. This should really be the first thing we did. That's my bad. Click import curl and just copy and paste that. And by doing that, it just auto-populated all the information that we need to show. That just populated this header parameter, and the name is X API key. So we're going to copy and paste that. And let's go back up here. Authentication should be generic credential type. Header auth, click create new credential, paste that name, and we'll just call this Twitter. And this value is going to be the actual value of your API key. So if you go back to twitterapi.io, you go back to your profile, you go to your dashboard, and this API key right here is what you're going to be copying and pasting. So copy and paste this right here as your value and click save. As far as the Twitter API, you're good to go and you're connected. Turn off send headers and only turn on send query parameters. So this is where we're telling the automation exactly what to go and find from Twitter. So this first one is going to be called query. I have some qualifications in here. So minimum favorites, 50, minimum replies, 10, minimum retweets, 5. So there's some parameters that filter out all of the bad spam tweets and just random nonsense that we don't need. We only really want the tweets that are worthy of looking at, that people have deemed worthy of engaging with. So that's what this is going to help us with. And again, feel free to change these parameters. Like I could do 100 minimum favorites. I could do 1,000 minimum favorites, 10 minimum replies. Doesn't really matter. But for now, I'm just going to keep this as is. And again, I'll have all this information linked for you guys down below to just copy. And we're just going to add one more parameter. So now we've basically given it the rules for the search queries. It's going to be searching for crypto with all of our qualifications. But now we need to add the query type. And for this, just put top. So what this value represents is you can look for tweets that are top, which would be most popular, or you can put recent or latest, and then it'll populate the most recent tweets. So that's it for this step, and click execute step. And on the right, what you're going to see is you're just going to see a bunch of data. We prepped the automation. Now we're making sure we can actually go and pull and retrieve that data. So now we have all this data. but it's just super unorganized, super messy. You can see some tweets. So if we go to this link, this girl Eva said the thing about crypto is that splitting focus between too many opportunities is a sure way to fail. So as you can see, it's a real tweet and it's actually pulling all this information at once, which is awesome. So let's move on to the next step. Now we can execute the workflow just by clicking, tell the automation what kind of information that we're going to be wanting, specify the information, and actually pull and fetch the data. Now we have to organize that and prep it to go into Google Sheets. So we're going to add another code node. As you can see over here on the left, we have all this data, but it's just so unorganized. So we need to organize this and make sure that it processes, and on the output, you're going to see how much better it looks. Just copy and paste the code. Again, I'll have this somewhere down in the description for you guys to copy. This is just going to tell you the order of which we'd like the content to come out. Copy and paste that piece of code, click execute step, and let's see what the output is. As you can see, it's in the exact same format that we requested that it be put in over here. So good to go. And now the final step is just to actually put it into Google Sheets. So we're going to add a Google Sheet, append or update row and sheet. And like I said, I've already made a video going over your Google credentials. So to connect your Google credentials, just watch that video. I'll pop it up somewhere right here. It's a pretty tedious process, but once you take care of it, your N8N account should save a copy of your credentials right here for you to continue using forever. So it's really just a one and done. So I'll just click one of these. The sheet, obviously it's a sheet within the document. Append row from list. I'm going to put this in Twitter scrapes. Now for your sheet, this is what mine looks like. I just have content, URL, likes, retweets, replies, and date. So make sure you have headers and then just go back over, click the sheet name, sheet one, map each column manually. And again, because I have this all set up, all the headers automatically get mapped over. So now I'm just going to manually drag these tags over into the field. So my content, URL, likes, retweets, replies, but it's cool because you guys can see how much data we can actually pull all at once. And that's it. So I'll click execute step. And let's see what comes up. Yeah, so as you can see, nice, clean, clear outputs. I believe the API allows you to send about 20. So I'll be making a video pretty soon about how to actually fully automate the process so that it does more than just one run. And you can put stops on it. If you go to the Twitter API website, it's 15 cents per 1,000 tweets. And with this automation, you can do 20 tweets in like literally 5-10 seconds. So let's just run it from start to finish. So there you have it. In about 5 seconds, you can have 20 tweets pulled up. So if you do the math on that, that's like what, 50 times 20. So 250 seconds. So in a few minutes, you can have 1,000 tweets, no problem. If you just sit here and keep clicking the button, all the data is scraped and put directly into your Google Sheet for whatever purpose you're using it for. So if you're taking inspiration from or repurposing these tweets, I'm actually going to come out with a video pretty soon showing you guys how to fully automate the entire process and even create new tweets from these tweets. But regardless of however you're using the tweets, we have them all here. So yeah, there you have it. Super simple Twitter scraping automation. And I'll be coming out with a lot more complex stuff in the future. So make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on so you guys get notified when those come out. And again, as always, if you're looking to start and scale your own AI automation agency, you can always book a call with me down below. Or if you're a company who wants me to come in and help you optimize your marketing and sales operations to give you the best possible ROI, the link to book a call with me will be down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video.